Hey everybody, this is Technoli, and you asked me, I don't know how many of you guys said, Ryzen, give me a Ryzen. Well, here it is. I decided to do something even more special. How about an ITX motherboard? Look at this. We got an MSI B450i. I meaning ITX. I've got my Radeon RX 580 in here, natively supported, 8 gigabytes of RAM. I've got a beautiful little motherboard. Oh man, this is nice. Ryzen 5 3600. And guys, it is smoking fast. Smoking fast. So you're going to love this one. I was excited to build this one. And guess what? This is Opencore. This is Opencore, the new bootloader that everybody's talking about that is really hard to do, but we figured it out. We got it for you. We're going to show you this one. I'm going to show you how to do this with Clover, and you're going to be able to use my EFI folder until I bring out the video that shows you how to do it with Opencore on a Windows machine. So look out for that video. Make sure you like and subscribe for that one. All right, let's get into this one. Okay, guys, this is probably the most exciting build I've done. This is an amazing computer. Fast, you're going to see. So here we go. Just wanted to show you that Apple ID, iCloud is working, iMessage is working, so we're good there. But more importantly, I want to get into some benchmarks because it's scary. Let's go ahead and do Geekbench 5, okay? Let's hit this, and when this is done, we will come right back. Okay, guys, coming down to the end here, and we're going to see the finishes on this one. Now, this computer is done with Opencore, and I'm going to do another video, hopefully this week yet, that's going to show you how to do Opencore, because we can only get 10.15.1 Catalina to work with Clover. So this is 10.15.3 Opencore build, and you're going to be excited about this. All right, 1144 for a single score, 6375 for a multi. Let's look at what we're up against. 1144. Okay, how about a i7-8700 iMac from early 2019, same exact score. Unbelievable. Almost as good as a Mac Pro late 2019 with a Xeon processor. This is staggering. This is amazing. Now, you guys told me you wanted one of these Ryzen 5 3600s built, and I did it for you, and now we're going to show you Cinebench. Now, when I first did this, I was completely in shock because I'm going to show you why. I'm going to run it. Now, I am running the screen capture software in the background on this. So we're taking a few points off for that because I did this without the screen capture running, and I got 1212 on my Geekbench 5. This is 1144 because we're using some resources in the background. Now, if you've ever done Cinebench before, have you ever seen a screen go this fast? This is amazing. Usually I pause a video and come back to the end because it takes a long time to do this. But this one just cranks through it. It's amazing. Now with this Opencore USB bootloader. They say it's going to be the future of Hackintosh, and that Clover's not going to be able to be, useful anymore. Well, I bet you that Clover will come up with a new version that's going to be able to be used with the newest and latest versions of macOS software that comes out. I don't think they're over. So anyhow, just putting my 2 cents in there. Because the Opencore is more difficult. It is not as, I would say, user-friendly as far as the GUI goes, with graphics. All right, coming down to the end of it here. Okay. Now, look at this. Here's my Ryzen 5 3600. I got a score of 3228. Now, that is directly under a Ryzen 7 1700, okay? And so we're above a Intel Xeon E5 2697. We're way above an i7 7700. So these are amazing numbers for a processor that's, $180? Amazing. Now, let's go out of here. I'm going to save it. Now, guys, I'm going to show you the complete steps on this one. I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible because I don't want to get into super long videos. I don't want you to get bored. But we're going to need to build a bootloader, okay? A USB bootloader. Now, I am going to give you these 2 files in the description below. Yes, we've got an EFI folder, and we've also got a file called boot. Now, those 2 files are going to go into your USB EFI folder, okay? So, let's give it a try. Let me put these over here. Now, we're going to go ahead and put the vanilla OS on this drive, okay? So, we'll go up here to Utilities and go down to Disk Utilities, and we will show all devices. We're looking for our SanDisk or your USB stick, whatever you have. We're going to erase it and call it USB. And we're going to leave it macOS Extended Journaled and GUID Partition Map and click Erase. Alrighty. Okay, we're done. All right, so we go out of here. So now that we've got it formatted right here, you have to make sure that you're on a computer that has the Catalina installation, what I call disk, but now it's just a file, in the applications folder, like this right here. See, install macOS Catalina. So let's say you're on a Mojave machine and you don't have Catalina. So go to the App Store and download it, okay? And sometimes you'll see right here on your notifications for like software updates and things like that, you'll see right here that, oh, there's a new version of Catalina available. Well, this one has Catalina 10.15.3, but you can download it that way too. So we got to have that in there to make this disk, this USB stick. All right, so I'm going to go over to the Apple Store and I'm going to make a Mojave boot USB, just anything to get to this page here. I'll put a link in the description. So right here we need to copy this text all the way over to volumes and then /. Just copy. All right, we can go out of here now. Go up here to Spotlight and type in terminal. Whoops, I can't spell today. All right, and then we will just paste. We will then add the characters USB because that is what we named our drive when we formatted our USB stick, right? So we're going to call it USB. Hit enter, put in your password, and then say yes. Now, this process will take about 20 minutes, and this is going to build our vanilla USB bootloader. Now, when this is done, I'll come back. Okay, guys, so we're done with that. Now we've got our install macOS Catalina USB drive. Now, the Opencore setup for doing this drive is done on a Windows machine. So you're going to be excited about that video because you're going to be able to build a bootloader on a Windows machine and download it with the Opencore software. It's amazing. All right. Now, you downloaded in the description my EFI folder right here. It's in the description below. You're going to need that. You're going to need Clover Configurator, which you can download on the internet. Just go here and just type in Clover Configurator. There it is. And there, you just download it. And right there, download. So once you have that, then this is going to be very, very easy for you guys to do once you get done. So go ahead and open up Clover and mount the USB Catalina disk. Okay? Okay, so there we go. Now in here, the EFI partition is empty. So you're going to copy that disk or that folder into the EFI partition on the USB. Okay? That's all you have to do, guys. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the BIOS settings on this particular motherboard. Now, this EFI folder, guys, will work on this setup, but if your audio card or your Ethernet controller is not the same as this particular motherboard, then this EFI folder will not work on your build, okay? So this is only specific to this particular board, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the BIOS settings. Tapping that delete key to get in the BIOS. All right, first thing we want to do is go over here to save and exit and go down arrow, using your arrow keys, go down to restore defaults. That's going to take us to the default settings for the BIOS on this one. Now, let's go back over to advanced and click on PCI subsystem settings, and we want to enable above 4G memory. Okay, so enable that. Go out of there with the escape key. In ACPI, just leave it by default. Integrated peripherals, we want it just like it is here, guys. Enable your LAN controller. These are disabled. The onboard Wi-Fi is not going to work, unfortunately. It's an Intel chipset and it's not supported. AHCI mode, we have definitely set up. And then the HD audio controller is enabled for our sound. USB configuration, they're both enabled. Hardware monitor, no problems there. Overclocking, nothing. Power management setup, nothing. Windows OS configuration, go ahead and change that to UEFI and make sure that secure boot is disabled. Okay, all these you just leave by default. Let's go over here to boot, and we can go down here and boot option number 1. Let's go ahead and choose our USB hard disk. Okay, so that'll be your thumb drive. Or you can just hit the F11 key and choose the boot device you want. Go to save and exit, arrow down to save changes, and reboot. That's it. All right, and say yes to that, saving the configuration. Now, I've got a hard drive here that I'm going to erase so we can show you guys everything, how this is done. So I'm going to go ahead and come up to my boot menu by pressing the F11 key, just to be sure that I am booting from my SanDisk, which is my USB. So we're going to hit enter, and then all you have to do, guys, is arrow down to where you see install macOS Catalina external. That is the USB. So hit enter. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you're going to see a lot of text. And on this computer, it goes pretty fast. So we'll just let this run for a little bit. And there she goes. Woohoo! This is quick. All right, this is going to go across here. Then it'll slow down. All right, so now we're up to where we can go ahead and format our hard drive. So we're going to click on Disk Utility, Continue. We're going to go over here and press this down arrow and Show All Devices. So this right here is my 240 gigabyte Pony SSD. So we're going to go ahead and erase it. And I'm going to name it, you can name yours whatever you want. I'm going to name it Cat. And I'm going to say it's 03, which means it's the third version or the third update of Catalina. All right. So we want to change this format to APFS. And we're going to leave it on GUID partition map and click erase. Fast again. So we're going to go ahead and go out of here and we'll go to Install macOS, press Continue. Now, if you get an error message here that says the program or the file is damaged, then your date is wrong, okay? So what you would do is you would just go out of here. You would go up here to Utilities, go to Terminal Mode. Drag this over here. You would type date, okay? And you would make sure your date is correct. If it's not correct, then you type date again and then put in the correct date. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it here for you. So you put in the month, the day, the hour, the minutes, and 20 for the year. All right, so we'll go ahead and quit this, exit terminal, and we'll go ahead and click Install macOS. All right, agree, agree. We're gonna select our Cat 03 and click Install. And it says here about 3 minutes remaining, and that's about right. Now it says 4 minutes, so it's estimating right now. So we're gonna get up to about here, and then it's gonna restart on its own. Leave your USB stick in there because we still need to boot from it, okay? Okay guys, as you can see here, it still says about 4 minutes remaining, but it sure has gone across the screen. So when it gets over here a little further, we will come back and you see that reboot. And there it goes, before it was done. All right, no problem. We're gonna leave that USB stick in there. And then when it comes up to the menu, we're gonna make sure that we're booting from the hard drive now. All right, so right there where it says Mac installer, that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and boot from there. We don't wanna go up here to install Mac OS Catalina from external because that would be our USB. So we'll go to number 2, Mac OS installer, hit enter. And it really goes quick now. All right, let's see where we come up now. This would probably be a good time to subscribe to the channel. What do you think? Really appreciate it, guys. If you like this video, you like what I'm doing here, you'd like and subscribe. Appreciate it. About 12 minutes remaining. Oh, that was quick. Okay, about a minute remaining. Let's see what happens here. Okay, there we go. Leave your USB stick in there. Again, got to do another boot. Don't need to press anything on the keyboard. Just wait for the menu to come up. Okay, there's my Cat 03. So we're going to go ahead and boot from there. Hit enter. Okay, it'll look like it gets stuck there, but hang in there with it. It'll go crossed. All right, let's see. Now we can get busy. So let's go ahead and select our country. And US. All right. Continue. Don't want to transfer anything. I do have my Ethernet cable plugged in, so we're good there. So we're going to set up later the Apple ID. We're going to agree to terms and conditions. We're going to go ahead and name it and put in a password. Okay, continue. All right, then we can go ahead and enable location services. I'm not going to share analytics, so continue. And we'll set up screen time later. Enable Siri, that's good. All right, what's it gonna be, guys? Light or dark, light or dark, light or dark, or auto or dark, or, ooh, dark mode. All right. Now, we have a little bit of work to do. Let's go ahead and tell it what our keyboard is. Just do what it says. Done. We got our transparent bar down here. I'll go ahead and show you about this Mac. I've got 32 gigabytes in this one. It'll run just as fine with 16, but I've got 32 in there. 3.6 gigahertz. Nice. Shows it as an i5. Wrong. But we do have our graphics card, our Radeon RX 588 gigabyte, which is natively supported. So no extra things needed to be done to make the graphics work. Okay, so this is our memory stick. Now, we need to have on our stick, we need to transfer that hidden partition. You remember that EFI folder? We need to put it on the hard drive. Now, I'm going to go ahead and download Clover Configurator again. I should have put it on my thumb drive. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that. And we're going to go ahead and download. And we're going to open up Clover so we can get to our hidden partition. Now we've got a couple of other things to do to this. Opencore, it's not quite as easy to set up your serial numbers and everything as we did with Clover. And we can't use Clover Configurator on an Opencore config.plist. Let me show you. So we're going to open up Clover. Okay, so you got to right click and click open, and then click open. And go ahead and close down that. All right, so we're going to mount the EFI partition on the USB, which is right here. We're going to mount it, put in our password. All right, now there's my EFI partition right there. Now we got to mount the hard drive, the Cat 03, remember that? Click open partition. There's nothing in there. So we're going to go to the EFI partition on the USB and copy this folder into here. Now, guys, this is important. If you ever want to use iMessage or even get into your iCloud or anything like that, we have to change some serial numbers, okay? Now, I have a file here in the description that I'm going to let you guys download that'll help you put in a new serial number. All right, this is a little bit different than Clover, but bear with me. So in the description below, I'm giving you this generate SMBIOS folder. So let's double click on that. Double click on gen smbios.command. Okay, double click on that. All right, now what you need to do is press number 1 to install and update Mac Serial. And then when that's done, you'll press number 3 to generate our numbers. So just go ahead and type in iMac, like it shows on the screen there, 18, 3, and then the spacebar 5. All right. So this program just generated serial numbers, board serial, and SMUUID. Now you can use any group of these that you want to use, but stay in the same group, okay? Okay, now we need to go back into Clover Configurator just to mount the partition again on the hard drive. So we're just using it to mount the partition. So right here's our hard drive, cat03. We're going to click Mount, put in our password, and then click here, Open Partition. All right, so there's our EFI folder. Now, we need to open this up, open OC, double click, and then right click on config.plist, but don't open it with Clover. Open it with Other, and then come down here to the text editor and click Open. Okay, now what we need to do is go up here to Edit and type, or click on Find, and then Find, and let's type in serial. So that's going to help us find our serial, where our serial number goes. So right here, so see it says system serial number and then this string. It starts with a W. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Now we're going to go back over here where we generated serial numbers, and here's our serial number. I'm going to use this group of them. So I'm going to highlight this, copy, and then paste it right in between those two arrows. Okay, so there I go. Now down here is the system UUID. So right here, we'll just get rid of all these zeros. Just cut it out. And we're going to use this UUID number in the same group of numbers. All right, and right between those two arrows, right there, and paste it. Now, there's one more number that we have to replace. So go up here to where it says serial and type in MLB. All right, so there it is. It's all zeros except, or it starts with an M, I'm sorry, and then a bunch of zeros and then a 1. So let's get rid of that. We'll just cut that. And we're going to copy this number. This is our board serial number. Copy. And put it in between those two arrows. We're in between the string. Okay, make sure it's right. If it's not right, it's not going to work. Okay, let's go up here, click File, and then Save. And it's not going to let you save it, so we're going to duplicate it. Okay, and there's our copy. So we're going to save it to the desktop. Just click Save. So here it is. It's going to give you a hard time closing this window, so just go over here to the Apple and click on Force Quit. And right there on Text Edit, just Force Quit. All right. Now it's gone. All right. So remember, guys, we are in the EFI, the Opencore folder, and this is config.plist. So we're going to copy this over to here. This is our config.copy or config copy. We're going to erase, move this one to the trash, and then we're going to rename this one. I know this is crazy, but it's just the only way we can do it right now. I know it's like a long process. And type in plist. okay, and hit enter. We definitely want to keep it as a plist file. So use plist. All right, so there it is. Okay, we're done with that. Now we can use our iMessage and FaceTime and all that other good stuff, and it will work, and you won't be conflicting with some other computer out there, or, you know, Apple will figure out that this is not real, or blah, blah, blah. So that's it, guys. I know it's a little more confusing. I know it's a little more frustrating, but I want you to learn Opencore. It's important for us to learn this. And like I said, I'm going to do a complete video on how to do an Opencore bootloader. It really, in the long term, is going to be better, I think, until Clover gets, you know, the Catalina 10.15.3 and higher versions of Catalina to work for us. So, little more work, but well worth it. What an awesome system this is! And you saw the specs, you saw the benchmarks. A great system for the money. All right, I really appreciate you guys. I really enjoyed doing this one. I hope you did too. And we're going to see you on the next one.